Good day everyone. So for today's discussion, we will have the post-lab on experiment 4 wherein this is the differences in physical-chemical properties of different organic compounds or substances that we will be using on this experiment. So on this experiment, we will be going to discuss and understand how the different substances behave based on their physical and chemical properties. And these properties can help us identify different substances and also to determine how this can be used in pharmacy. Okay? Next slide, we have the introduction. So, in identifying a substance, it is very important to know both its physical and chemical properties because these properties can help us understand how different materials behave under different conditions like heat, pressure, or when mixed with other substance. So, for example, if we know that the drug melts at a certain temperature, we can check if it is pure or contaminated. Next slide, we have the comparison of the physical properties and chemical properties. So let us differentiate the two. So when we say physical properties, it does not change the chemical nature of the substance. For example, these are the color, boiling point, melting point, and solubility. Okay, kindly take note of those. Next, we have the chemical property. So when we say chemical property, it does change or there's a change, okay, in terms of the chemical nature of the substance. So a good example for this one is the flammability, the oxidation, and reaction with acids. Okay, kindly take note of the examples. Okay, so let's give a certain example for you to be able to understand it more. Okay, so for example, if the alcohol evaporates, that is a physical change. And if the alcohol burns and turns into the carbon dioxide and water, therefore it is a chemical change. Copy? Next slide, we have the solubility, wherein I have mentioned in the previous slide that solubility is under the physical properties. So let us define what is solubility. So when we say solubility, it is the maximum amount of the solute that can be dissolved in a solvent at a specific temperature or pressure. And a good example for this one is sugar dissolving in water. And we have to take note that temperature and pressure can affect the solubility. Okay, so we have three types of solution. So we have the saturated, unsaturated, and supersaturated. So let us differentiate the three in terms of their meanings. Okay, so when we say saturated, it cannot dissolve more than the solute. While when we say unsaturated, it can still dissolve more solute. And when we say supersaturated, it contains more solute than the normally possible. Okay, so a good example for this one, let us use the dissolving of sugar in the water. So if you can still dissolve a sugar in the water and the water is still clear, therefore it is unsaturated. But if you mix the sugar and you still add some sugar on the glass and there's already a sugar crystals below the glass, therefore it is already saturated because the water reached its maximum point where it can dissolve a sugar. Na-reach na niya yung maximum capacity niya to dissolve a sugar. Kaya yung sugar natitira na doon sa baba ng baso. Clear? And for the supersaturated, for example, you boil a water and after that, you dissolve a sugar. So, because of the presence of the temperature, you can dissolve more sugar than the normal capacity of the water because there's the presence of the temperature. Therefore, the water is still clear because it dissolves the water because of the presence of the temperature. But if you cool down the water that was boiled with sugar, without moving that water, with sugar that was dissolved with the use of the heat. After a while, try to shake that bottle with the dissolved sugar in it na binoil. There's the formation of the crystals. Therefore, it is called supersaturated. Copy? Next, we have the boiling point, wherein I have mentioned in the previous slides that it is a physical properties, or it is an example of physical properties. So what is boiling point? When we say boiling point, it is defined as the temperature at which the vapor pressure of a liquid equals the pressure of the gas above it. So in simple terms, it is the temperature where the liquid becomes gas. An example of this one is water boils at 100 degrees Celsius under the normal pressure. So, boiling point help us identify the substances and also to check the purity. Okay? Copy. Next slide, we have the melting point, and it is still an example of a physical properties. So, what is melting point? So, when we say melting point, it is the temperature at which the solid becomes a liquid. And this melting point is being used in pharmacy to check the purity of the different drugs. For example, pure substances have a sharp and specific melting points, and impure substances melts over a range of temperatures. For example, if you have a drug that is supposed to melt at 150 degrees Celsius, but it melts at 140 to 148 degrees Celsius, therefore it contains impurities. And also, for the melting point, we have different devices that can be used in measuring. Okay? So, a good example for this one that we have used in experiment 4 is the melt temp apparatus. Next, we have this apparatus that is being used to measure a melting point, and it is called the melt temp capillary melting point. So this device can measure up to 500 degrees Celsius, and it has a built-in light with 6 times magnifying lens, and it has space for 1 to 3 capillaries, but the one we have used in the lab is or has 2 capillary space lang. Okay, so the sample is being placed inside 18 capillary tube, and then it will be heated gradually. Still under the apparatus that is being used in measuring melting point, and that is the melt temp capillary melting point. So other features of this apparatus is that it has a temperature range from ambient to 500 degrees Celsius, and the heating rate is adjustable and with a 0.1 degree resolution. And it also contains a highly conductive alloy to avoid hot spots. Okay? And this apparatus is being used to ensure accurate and precise melting point measurement. Still under the melt temp capillary melting point apparatus. So, melting point capillaries can accept 1 to 3 capillaries simultaneously. But the one we have used in the lab can accommodate 2 capillaries simultaneously lang. Okay? In terms of the measurement of the diameter of the capillary tube, it should measure 1.5 to 1.75 millimeter. It is a bit bigger than the normal capillary tube that is being used in the laboratory. And also for the apparatus, it is or can automatically cool down. Meron siyang cool down time without being assisted. Okay? Once na-reach niya yung melting point niya, automatic magko-cool down yon. Pero there are other factors that could be a factor for the cool down time ng apparatus. It depends on the model of the melt temp and also on the different conditions na meron yung apparatus. Next slide, we have this images of the old models of melt temp capillary melting point. Next slide, still an images of the melt temp apparatus. So the one on the left is the not so old version of the Meltem, and the one on the right side is the digital version of the Meltem apparatus. The one on the right is the one that we have used in the lab during the experiment 4. Next slide, we have this procedure on how to use the digital Meltem capillary apparatus. So, the first step is to switch the power on. Kung saan nakapoint yung arrow, nandun yung switch. It's on the left side of the apparatus. Okay? So, the second step is to use the plateau set and the increase-decrease set plateau temperature. So, for this one, you have to know the melting point of your sample before doing this one. Okay? So, if not, you will start in a low temperature and it will take longer time for you to get the melting point of your sample. But if you know already the melting point, you can adjust the melt temp already near to the target melt temp. For example, we have the sugar that we have used in this experiment. For the sugar, it has a 186 degrees Celsius melting point. So for this one, you will set up the apparatus to 170 so that it will take you a few minutes to get the exact measurement or the exact melting point of the sugar. Okay? It will not take you 30 minutes, 1 hour, or 2 hours for you to get the melting point of your sugar. Okay? Copy? So, what you have to do in setting, since you already know the melting point of the sugar, just click the plateau set and the increased temp together. You will press the two together until you reach 170. There must be a discrepancy in terms of the measurement, at least 10 to 16, para hindi agad masunog or ma-burn yung sample. Clear? Copy? Next step, we have the insertion of the sample already or the sample tubes into the block. So you will put the capillary tube containing the sugar to the left or right side of the melt temp apparatus. So there are two circles in there. I have shown already that one during the experiment. Okay? So after that, step number 4, press the start so that the heating light comes on. So once you press the start button, automatically the heating light will turn on. Okay? For the step number 5, wait until the plateau light is on. So after the heating light, kindly wait for the plateau to light on as well. Then after that, step number 6, press the start for the ramping light to comes on. Okay? So after the plateau, kindly click the start button for the ramp light to light on. Then after that, you can already wait for the melting point of your sample. You can view the sample on the lens, no? On the tube lens if nagme-melt na yung sample mo. Okay? Then, once malapit na siya or the temperature that is being shown on the apparatus is already near to the target melt temp, you can already watch through the lens if the sample is already melting. And once it reached the melting point and you have already saw that the sample is already melted, okay, you can now click the stop to cool down the apparatus. Okay, but regardless if you click the stop or not, the apparatus is already programmed to cool down on its own. Okay, so after using it, step number 9, kindly click the start to return to the plateau temperature. Okay? Para hindi masira yung apparatus, kindly click the start para bumalik siya sa plateau set ng temperature. Okay? Copy. I'll be providing a video link upon posting of this post lab so that you can view already or to have a review on how to use this melt temp apparatus. Okay? Next slide, we have the ethanol. So let's discuss the sample that we have used for experiment 4. So ethanol is also known as the ethyl alcohol, wherein it is being used as the common alcohol that we use in our daily lives. And also this is being used as a fermentation alcohol. For the chemical formula, it's C2H6O or C2H5OH, okay? And it belongs to the group alcohols, which contains a hydroxyl group or OH in the structure. Next, let's discuss the different uses of ethanol. So, in pharmacy, ethanol is being used as a solvent to dissolve active pharmaceutical ingredients or APIs. Another, it is being used as an extraction solvent for herbal medicines. And also, it is being used as an antimicrobial preservatives, okay? So, for example, for the cough syrups, okay? So, they contain ethanol to dissolve the active ingredient, okay? Copy? Next slide, we have the different properties of ethanol. So, ethanol is colorless and clear, and it is volatile and flammable. It is also hygroscopic, or it can absorb moisture from the air, and it burns with a blue smokeless flame. It is also a polar solvent, and also it is miscible with water and other organic solvents. And the boiling point of this sample is 78 degrees Celsius. Because it is polar, it dissolves polar substances as well. To summarize everything that we have discussed on this post-lab on experiment 4, understanding the physical-chemical properties such as solubility, boiling point, and melting point is very important in pharmacy because these properties can help us identify different substances and also to check the purity and to predict the behavior in formulations. So that ends our discussion for the experiment 4 post-lab. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.